Rob Fried from Caribbean.com. I'm here with Jim Williscroft. He's the president of the 100-mile cruisers. And you guys, this is your first year as a club?
No, it's actually, we're going into our third year.
Third year, okay. So
this is the first year where we had major growth. We've gone right up to 55 members in cars, and in one sense it's a little overwhelming, and in another sense it's very good because we have good solid members.
So you got 54 cars now?
55 cars.
55
members,
cars.
yeah.
And so tonight is the cruise through the 108.
Tonight is the 108.
And the weather is looking like it's going to participate a little bit too.
Well, I think those false weather reports are just to scare people.
It's a caribou. It could be change in 10 minutes.
It can.
Yeah. So I just talked to Steve Martin, not the comedian.
Steve Martin from Calgary.
From Calgary, from Alberta. Yeah, a little bit about the flood and stuff that kind of missed where he lives.
Oh, good.
But this year's Show and Shine is actually, there's a special entity about it, other than the little car the A&W is putting up, and the money for the little car raised, the ticket sales is going to an MS society. But the other special part about this weekend, and especially down in the park, is the tribute to Mr. Barnett.
Yes.
Right? So fill us in a little bit on Jack Barnett.
Barnett was a real entity as far as hot rods, snowmobiles, everything. He was right in there. He was into all kinds of it. He had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
A lot of friends. And this is just our way of saying thanks, Jack.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Donna Barnett herself is just a driving force behind many things that have gone on in the Caribbean, many positive things.
Yes.
And she continues on.
She continues on. She's a real trooper.
So that makes this year's Show and Shine a very special one for the South Caribbean.
It does, Rob, and you know, there's a lot of good feeling going on between a lot of the guys that have been around here for a while and what's happening. So it just feels good, feels right.
There's a lot of things that make you pause, take you 2 steps back. Like the night my wife ran off with Sue, and it ain't like Johnny Cash. Worst of all, I was in a haze, forgot to check my stuff. She took my guitar, took my boots, and even my dog rough. So I grabbed a cold one from the fridge. She took everything but this. There's only one way out of this. Better think about cracking a cold one. There's only one way out of this. Better think about cracking a cold one.
Hey, Rob Fry here with Caribbean.com. We're getting set to go on the cruise for Hot July nights. The cruise through the 108 mile ranch.
108 mile ranch.
And this is Steve Martin, and you're from
Calgary, Alberta. Actually, I'm just outside of Calgary in a small town called Cochrane, Alberta.
And if you notice the shirt,
All our high water, yeah, we survived the flood. Yeah.
Very cool. So a 68 GTO, over 400 horsepower.
Yeah, 400 in it.
Yeah. So how many times have you been down to 100 mile for the show here?
This is the first time this car has left the province.
Really?
Yeah, I usually take my car from Cochrane to Calgary, High River, Strathmore, just around. This is the first long trip with it. So she did really good.
Well, we really hope you can make it into Sunday, into the park, because
we'll try our best.
There's a lot of cars there. It's going to be a crazy year for cars.
Yeah. One unique thing I did with this car here, I put in what's called the Hotchkiss Pro Touring System. So I lowered it down, beefed up the suspension. She handles like a Corvette.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, she'll take corners like nothing.
It handles like a Corvette, and it sounds like a race car. But anyway, we appreciate you coming all the way from Alberta, and you know, and I hope everything's getting cleaned up in Calgary.
Oh, it'll be fine. We'll be ready for the next one.
Saw a guy one morning, he was walking down that road. His hat sideways on his head, he couldn't see down past his nose. I had a 12-pack in his arms, tried to kill the night before. Stopped us in our tracks, so man, did he ever look torn. Well, he stumbled back, reached down inside, pulled the last one out. There's only one way out of this. Better think about cracking a cold one. There's only one way out of this. Better think about cracking a cold one.
Ken Johnson at the Hot July Nights here at the A&W parking lot, and behind us is probably one of the most beautiful cars I've ever seen. It's 1956 Bel Air ragtop, two-door ragtop.
That's right.
Now, what's the history on the car?
The history on this car, I was just a little tyke, and friends of my mom and dad owned this car and brought it to the house brand new.
Wow.
And took me for a ride in it.
Yeah.
And as growing up, I always said one day I want to own that car.
Okay.
Throughout my years, about 11, 12, I used to go to this gas station all the time, bug him about his car. So when I decided to build the car, I was looking for one for over 2 years. Happened to find this one in Walnut Grove, and it happened to be a fellow by the name of Ray Groche.
Oh, yeah.
Bought the car brand new.
Wow.
He had died 27 years prior to that and left it to his son. And his son actually sold it.
Wow.
So I bought the car, and 3 years later I did everything myself.
Really?
Except spray the paint myself. Painted the car. Everything else is done by myself, including the interior and everything.
So what's a car like this worth to buy today?
This one here was appraised at $105,000.
$105,000 old car.
Yeah.
That's an absolute beautiful car.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic
I sure
job.
appreciate it.
And you're from Langley.
I am. And we're driving her home tomorrow.
Thanks for coming up. Hopefully you're staying for the sunshine.
We'll be leaving right after the shoot.
Okay, because I ordered sunshine for tomorrow.
I'm glad because it was cool this morning.
Yeah, well, you might want to have your top down going down. It must hurt you because you're driving. That's to get bugs out of your car.
Lots of bugs. I stop about every 100 miles and take them off.
Is that right?
That time that I was diving in the creek, I came up for air, my shorts weren't there, I was swimming wild and free. The boys all laughing on the beach, the girl's eyes are big and wide. So I sat my jaw, walked up the sand, everything was just alright. I popped the top and I held it high, saluted my release. There's only one way out of this. Better think about cracking a cold one. There's only one way out of this. Gotta think about cracking a cold one. There's only one way out of this. Better think about cracking a cold one.
Rob Fry's CaribouRadio.com and
Blaine Bazzani, Lone Butte.
so Blaine, explain the history of your truck here and the year.
In 1965, my grandpa ordered it brand new, flat black, flat white, and 12 years ago my grandpa passed, my mom got a hold of it, and I got a hold of it about 5 years. It sat in a field in Clearwater with grass growing out of it, and I brought it back to life. Took 3.5 years of on and off work. Life in 3 years. Took him 45 to put it in depreciating value that he had it in, and it took me 3 years to bring it back, and it was well worth it. And I'd do it again if I had another grandpa that had something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it's nice that it's still in the family and only a second owner. And
Yeah. Truck is going to keep going, and
you got someone to hand it to?
oh yeah, I got 3 boys.
There you go.
Yeah, and I also got a collector ski boat, 81 Carlson.
Cool.
Yeah, and so I need one more little toy for the third boy.
Yeah.
So there's no.
So you better hurry up. Yeah.
Yeah, better hurry up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you live in Lone Butte?
Yep.
Okay. And you've been up here for how long?
Since August 22nd, took possession of our home and had to bring it back to life. So,
well, welcome to the care.
You bet. Thank you very much.
Shiny and black, polished chrome on my 59 Cadillac. Fins like wings, made for speed, cruising down the highway, convertible dreaming in the passenger seat. With her hair in the wind, wasn't burning in her eyes, she said, faster, faster, don't look back. Keep this charging Cadillac right on track. Like a black bolt of lightning in a thunderstorm, I hear the mighty engine roar. Faster, faster, don't look back. Won't do no good to think about that. Faster, faster, her wild eyes glow. Just how fast can you make it go?
So as most of you know, it's with heavy hearts that I have to bring this to our attention here. Just over a month ago, we lost a very important member of our community. He was a very important member of our local 100 Mile House and district area community, and he was also a very important member of the hot rod custom car community as well. Jack Barnett passed away, like I say, just a little over a month ago. And what I would like to ask, if you get all the owners of your vehicles, get there, get your hand on the ignition. We're going to all fire up our vehicles and rev them up so that Jack and everyone else that we've lost in the past year can hear our engines, and we could pay a very nice tribute to them and remember them as they're no longer here. I'm going to pass the microphone off to our Mayor, Mitch Cancel here. I'm going to jump down so I can start up my own vehicle.
And this will be a tribute to Jack especially, but of the 100 Mile Car Club, but also a tribute to all the members of all the clubs in BC and Canada that have lost a member in the last year. So, if we can get everybody ready on the count of 5, 4, oh, I see people running. 3, 2, 1, start your engines. Thank you very much on behalf of the family and friends of Jack and others who have passed away in the last year. Thank you very much. I know Donna's in the crowd, and I'll guarantee you she appreciated it. So thank you, everybody, and God bless. Have another good day.
I didn't forget anything. No, I was like, I gave it to your mom. I told him it's in my bag.